the teams and you look at them, there are battles everywhere. What about the battle at scrum half, former scrum half Dowie Morris?
Well, we talked about Gibson Park and how he is sort of made himself comfortable in the role. He's very, very quick around the break, and that comes from Joe Schmidt. Joe Schmidt wanted to get that ball away within a couple of seconds. Don't dwell on it. And then, of course, you've got that man, Dupont. One stat, and I know we don't like stats, but we do really. Against Italy, he basically carried the ball 18 times and kicked it 15 times. He is the man in charge of France.
There's our referee, Angus Gardner. Matthew Carty, Christoph Ridley run the lines. And Ian Tempest is the television match official.
Okay, boys, stay behind.
What a belter of an atmosphere. For those of you with an allegiance, your emotions go into the blender. For the rest of us, a game to savor. We're off and running at the Aviva. And Gibson Park gets a hold of the ball, and Tyburn to Prendergast and Aki. And Ireland, well, they'll want to lay down a marker at home early. Make some strong carries, go through some phases, and settle themselves into, well, no matter how experienced these players are, occasions like this are going to be ones to savour. What about that for a start from Calvin Nash, who went flying after it, late to the party maybe, but didn't he do well? Here's Hugo Keenan's got Osborne offering himself back inside, straightens the line. After it goes Aldrich, who has 3 turnovers in the Six Nations so far. Almost got a hold of that one. Prendergast in behind, and that one for Penno is a difficult one to deal with. Ramos, cool, calm and collected. Penno and Ramos together. Here's Hugo Keenan. Nash back on the angle, and boy, has he had an involvement. But Moefana breaks up the party, and away goes Movaka. And the referee is on the spot to say it went forward. Whoa, talk about a breathless 90 seconds, Dowie Morris.
Well, you build it up, and sometimes it doesn't happen. What has happened there from Caelan Doris, the captain of Ireland, smashing into Grow, the loose head prop, to Nash getting a ball somewhere up in the third row of the stand. I think he picked that out. Going left to right, he's popped up there. All of a sudden, it could be a turnover. Mofana coming back inside with the ball to Movaka. Referee seems slightly forward. Again, you know, you build it up, sometimes it doesn't deliver. It has already delivered in the first couple of minutes.
There's Simon Easterby in, of course, for Andy Farrell as the interim Ireland head coach, and what a job he's done. 49 years of age now, 65 caps for Ireland.
Guys, I want to play
that man has 64 caps for France. Fabien Galtier,
we've got the blood bin option. I want to keep the game moving.
Is
let's go.
Receiving a bit of attention. Let's see if we can. I think it was an accidental boot from Moefana. Yeah, right there.
It just happens like that. Bundyaki, those remember the game last week in Cardiff, came on off the bench after Ringrose's red card. And did he turn the game? He helped to turn it. He certainly did. Put the body on the line. Face covered in paint from the field and also mud.
Space.
Again, he's the go-to man.
Control your body weight. Let's go.
Instructions from the referee very clear. The scrum,
left of the mark.
we hope, is a really strong competition and not one that drags the game down in terms of stop-start. I don't think the referee will accept that today.
No, he won't, because he's winning his 50th cap as well as Angus Gardner. He's a great servant. Good bloke out there, but also he's going to have no messing around. We had a little bit, again, going back to Cardiff last week, 4 penalties against Ireland. I'm sure in that first half, disrupted them a little bit, disrupts the flow, the momentum.
Finlay Bealham continues in that front row for Ireland in the absence of Tyke Furlong, who hasn't appeared in the Six Nations just yet. He may appear next week, and he was within a shout, we're told, Furlong, of making an appearance from the bench. They decided against it. Bealham has done admirably up against Jean-Baptiste Gros over on that far side, the Toulon prop forward.
Crouch. Bind. Set. Good. Stay high. Okay. Early
Referee
France. Play on.
gave them one shot and then decided we were going to go with a free, and Ireland get on with it quickly. Robbie Henshaw wearing 13. Of course, Gary Ringrose suspended for this. Back inside from Prendergast to Caelan Doris. France off their feet. And hands on the ball. So referee is going to offer Ireland a free roll of the dice. Aki looks okay after that injury at wide. Dan Sheehan, who is hit by Dupont and Penno. Penno back, of course, at the Sogbe after his try scoring a couple of weeks ago. Peter O'Mahony, what an emotional day for him and his family. He's just always gone full steam. Scrum halves collide.
And this is one of the new rules that World Rugby have brought in. You're not allowed to actually go for the scrum half. You've got to let him get away from that ruck and get the ball away. I don't particularly agree with it, to be honest, because it's part of the game, putting pressure on your opposite number. But again, Dupont against Gibson Park. Referee straight there, right in front of his face, penalty. So now the penalties are ratcheting up against France.
And the crowds are fully in. Dan Sheehan will ready himself. Ireland's line-out, worst in the Six Nations at 88%. Went really well against England, but not so well against Wales and Scotland.
Amazing, worst scrum, worst line-out. But again, it's only small percentages. Will it count? This really's got to hit double top.
Accuracy from the first line-out in this sort of position for Ireland, and they go to the maul, and France do a really good job of stopping the early momentum. But Sheehan and co have got a little nudge on here. Sheehan exposed.
Advantage, line blue offside.
But offside against France, so Ireland get another free roll of the dice. Andrew Porter puts the head down and has a little look. Gibson Park off slow ball. Remember, advantage to Ireland. Beelum again offside France. And there's going to be a talking to here, I'd say, from Angus Gardner, but don't take your eyes off it.
Over here.
And there'll be a little consideration in this. Dan Sheehan's going to have to go back to where the referee wants him.
Offside.
And goes. Dan Sheehan just held up short. Gibson Park. Out it goes. Caelan Doris. Did he get the ball down? Referee says held up. And France have done a fantastic job in defending the early onslaught from the men in green.
Well, it was cross initially on Sheehan, that first tackle that brought him down. Flamand's giving penalties away. France are giving penalties away. And just watch the French defence there. As soon as the Irish guy's gone over the top, they all get round him. So the referee has no chance of seeing that ball. If that ball is held up, which it looks like it is, now you can't see it. It's a drop out underneath the post or to the left or the right. It's got to go 5 metres.
Gregory Aldrit, the man
as ever,
who got in underneath his opposite number, and Doris back involved again. Injured, of course, a fortnight ago, didn't play against Wales. So important for Ireland. Nice work on a narrow side, but France do well just to shuffle across and stop Ireland making any sort of line break. Finlay Beelum. It's been all Ireland so far. France really haven't had an opportunity with ball in hand at all. Bundy Aki. They need to get some points on the board, they'll feel, as Guillard adjudged not to have held. And Ireland continue on their merry way. Prendergast thought about the bullet pass, and Moefana says, you don't get that sort of time against me, and shoves the young Irish out halfway outside the 22. Porter into a wall of blue, led by Jean-Baptiste Gros. Aki did well. Well, also from Nash, it's ferocious out there, ain't it? Aki into Aldrit. Ireland starting with confidence. Need to control the ball. Nice pick up from Beelum to Byrne, and the momentum stays Ireland's way. But they have got over the ball. They've weathered the storm. The French defence shows its mettle, shows its worth, and gets a huge turnover.
Absolutely breathless from France there. That's the Sean Edwards mantra. You get up, unless you've got a broken leg, you get up and defend that ball. And I believe he gives a bottle of champagne to the one guy that defends the most. At the all, it's all 15. France putting their bodies proverbially on the line. Ireland assault after assault. And that's what, again, it's the makeup, the attack from one side and the defence. If you can hold there, as France have, that gives them a good fillip.
Ireland, step.
38
Step, Ireland.
tackles made
Finlay.
by France already. Ireland have had 93% possession in the opening 9 minutes.
Well, they've got a bit now.
But France's perspective, they have conceded nothing, and they knew that Ireland would start on a wave of emotion with that home advantage fully voiced behind them, and they've weathered it out. And Ireland go in over the breakdown, and now it's their turn to get the turnover. Caelan Doris, on his 50th international cap, the captain leads the way.
Absolutely fantastic. The French Chuka Mavaka going in there. Again, it's a split second. His guys aren't with him. All of a sudden, the big,
Caelan, what do you want
the
to
big
do?
lad gets his paws on it.
Shot clock
Referee's there, and they're taking a shot of goal. Because with all this pressure, and again, all the momentum going, Ireland's what you've got to get some points on the board. Right decision.
Yeah.
Absolutely right decision for me.
Yeah. Yeah, look, yeah, I understand your question. For me, he was never held over there, okay? So it wasn't a tackle. Oh, okay. All right. Sorry, I thought you were talking about that one. Yeah.
Referee with Gregory Aldrich just explaining why he's allowed a couple of times the ball to stay with Ireland when Aldrich felt they were holding onto it on the ground or moving forward or taking an extra movement. 10 minutes on the clock, and Sam Prendergast has the first opportunity of the afternoon. 17 points against Wales. He was out there with Johnny Sexton kicking pre-match. That one has hit the post. Penno alive to the problem. And France will breathe again. And Ireland, well, they're knocking at the door. They're creating opportunities, but crucially, and we often look back after 80 minutes, they're not taking advantage.
Yeah, on the line,
And that's the game, in a sense. You can have as much pressure and as much ball, as much territory. You've got to come away with points. One sort of worrying thing from Ireland, just watching as that kick. There's two physios who are on attending to Bandiaki. They're off the field now, but Bandiaki is still on at this moment in time, but he doesn't look too good.
Another penalty conceded by France. Ireland have advantage. Here is Bandiaki. Prendergast, nice pass to Keenan, who had a little bit of room out there. He steps inside a couple of French players. Moefana held on. It's not forward, and we'll go back for the advantage to Ireland. That, by my calculation, is a fourth penalty that France have given away.
4 against 1.
Hook.
McCarthy going up there, you can't really miss him.
So you got the
But again,
option,
some
you
good
got,
movement. He's
one
out
on
the
the
back,
15.
just right across.
Or we've got an offside just over here, so we're within kind of 10 minutes.
Hugo Keenan, as ever, just stepping, and Intermac.
Go for
Again,
corner.
Sean Edwards said in his interview before, not only Intermac coming back to play with Dupont in the attacking role, also defensively. He is so key to France.
In the loss last year
now,
in Marseille for France, there was no Dupont, there was no Intermac. It was Lucu and Jalibert that started for France. And we know just how important, well, particularly Dupont, but Intermac as well, the Toulouse connection, so important.
Here we go again, right area.
Ireland will feel they've just got to come away with something from all this possession and territory, and McCarthy goes thundering into the French defence. Caelan Doris was over the line, but couldn't dot it down about 4 minutes ago. And Gibson Park to Andrew Porter. Ball there for Gibson Park again. Has a little look back on the side. The ball came from Van der Fleer. Has the door shut in his face by Flamand. Should still be there for Ireland, and is around the corner. Goes Doris, and now Sheehan, who's upended by Gross.
For me.
Byrne carries, and Ireland are what, 2-3 meters away. Can they finish the job? France continue to tackle like men possessed. Biel, the latest. Now it's Nash on the outside. If you're joining us late, Calvin Nash in for James Lowe, who was injured in the warm-up. Ty Byrne sets it up for Gibson Park, and Prendergast and McCarthy, who started it all off a line-out 12 phases ago. Gibson Park, Caelan Doris, look at that wall of French defenders, just so hungry for work, committed to the cause. Ireland are going to have to create something a little special, or they're going to get picked off. And Penno is the man, and look who's on his shoulder. Dupont off to the races. Antoine Dupont goes. Deadly Dupont. 13 and a half minutes, and from nowhere.
Yeah, it's all right.
With nothing, France have hit the front.
We're just going to listen into the referee before it starts.
Tempo.
We're listening in.
On-field decision is a try. We do have to check whether it was knocked on back there in the lead-up. Thank you.
That's Angus Gardner doing the absolutely correct thing. He's going to Ian Tempest. There's an all RFU board on, 2 touch judges and Tempo at the TMO. But again, typical France, typical sport. That's why we love it, isn't it? All of a sudden, it's batter. I was just looking down. I think it was 61 tackles made by France against 3.
That's 4, I think, from the hand of Penno, whatever about.
I think you're...
Yeah.
I think it could be 4 from the one before. Listen in. We'll listen in. Yeah.
There's that one, and there's the other one.
You can have 1 or 2.
51,000 people, well, the majority of are going to be mightily relieved.
Angus,
here we go.
Yeah, Tempo.
And they're all going to hear this.
Knock on the first pass.
Okay,
on the
so
22.
decision. Okay. So it's going to be a no try.
Yeah. That's the 51,000. Well, there's not 51,000. There's about 45,000. There's about 6,000 French in here. But I tell you what, I was looking down at this. We've got this fruit machine in front of us, giving us all stats. It's 66 tackles to France and just 3 from Ireland. 66 and just 3. And look at the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's on the 22 metres.
It's a bit like England-Scotland again. It's at Alliance, I was going to say the other word then, the Alliance Twickenham. France played all the rugby whatsoever, and
Guys,
Scotland played all the rugby.
We'll talk about that in the change room. On this.
And come away with a loss.
After the set.
Here we go.
Hit and hold, okay? Hide up again. Very good this side. Same again, okay, guys? Slow call. Let's go. Stability, 100%. Break foot's out.
86% possession, 86% territory, no points after 14
Control
minutes.
and balance.
France unequivocally
Crouch.
will be the happier on the back of those statistics to see nothing on the scoreboard.
Set.
Another
Good,
platform
still.
for Ireland
Stay high.
to try
Stay
and get
high.
some points on
Stay
the board
high.
for their
Good.
early effort. Gibson
Well
Park
done.
goes narrow. Osborne, Keenan and Penno
Tackle release.
does enough to put the Irish fullback
Stay.
down. Gibson Park, Caelan Doris is skipped. It's Ty Byrne who gets a hold of the ball. France go after it and eventually leave it alone. Finlay Bealham manages to navigate his way around Mauvaka.
Ball's available.
And the ball is there, says the
available.
referee.
You're trapping
Gibson
him
Park needs to get on with it. Prendergast, O'Mahony, and Van der Fleer on his shoulder to make sure possession is secured. But again, that wall of blue continues to do his job. Sean Edwards has this French defence, it would seem, fully primed as in goes Guillard Lowe and Flemont as well, his second row partner, to make the tackle. Prendergast operating in traffic, and Ireland knock it forward, and that is pure pressure from a brilliantly organised French defence.
Advantage over.
And they haven't gone for touch, they've just gone to kick the ball downtown and ask Ireland to attack again because they're very comfortable in defending.
Calvin Nash. Ball should be there for Gibson Park again, but it's not because France are over it once more. Was it Aldry? No, it was Kroos. Francois Kroos in. A Toulon back rower is the one who's going to get credited with this.
And that's what happens sometimes when you kick it. It wasn't an aimless kick, it was right in between the two defenders. It got the grass, that's what you're aiming to do. Don't put it in people's hands, put it on the grass. They came back. As soon as you come back, you lose all your guys with you to support you. You're 3 seconds, 2 seconds off, you get a turnover. That's how skillful these defences are. And like you mentioned, Sean Edwards' defence, brilliant.
You've had most of the possession and clear ruck ball. Please don't paint something that's not there. It's definitely not there. Please don't paint that. Step across
Gardner
screen.
putting Caelan Doris
Brilliant.
pretty much in his box there. And rightly so, as Mauvaka and France
switch is fine.
have a
insert's fine.
rare
and a drop
opportunity indeed in the opening quarter of this game as Gross goes around the corner and Van der Fleer makes the tackle. Dupont and now Barassi up to the Irish 22. Flamand, the latest to carry. Did Dupont knock it forward? No, says the referee. Ireland swarm at the French scrum half. Gross gets it retreating. McCarthy will try and put him down and does. And Dupont will start France
off your feet now.
On their way again. Intermac. Hard to believe this is France's first real opportunity with ball in hand to play through some phases and get themselves into this game. They've just been tackling, but they only need a moment. Benno, Moefana. Dan Sheehan holds on. And Ireland are asked to do defending for the first time in the game. Big tackle from Osborne.
So narrow, France. It's just amazing. They're just hitting up through the middle and leaving the sort of wide outside sort of exposed a bit.
Dupont pops it up. France don't get a hold of it, and then Ireland get a body over it. I think it's Caelan Doris.
I think it is.
The replay will confirm it, and Prendergast has the decision to go to Osborne, and it'll bounce for Intermac. It's about the best 18 minutes of scoreless rugby I've seen.
Well, you were looking forward to it, and it's delivered.
Intermac. Hugo Keenan and Sam Prendergast. A little bit of vision from him, and it pumps France back into their own half.
Ball still live.
It's a big old chess game, ain't it?
It is indeed. You can just see Prendergast is, I wouldn't say a rabbit caught in headlights at the moment. He's just finding his feet out there. He's had a couple of big heavy hits.
Okay, Green on the line.
He's not got the space. That's what's happening. France are coming off that line amazingly quickly. I think he went for a 50-22, but didn't quite hit that ball absolutely right. Hence, you've given the line out to France.
Stay out, 3.
Malvaca.
Good.
France's line out operating off 97% success coming into this match off the back of their 3 games. Of course, beating Wales 43-0 in the first game, losing to England despite having a bucket load of opportunities in the second match, and then thumping Italy a fortnight ago. Osborne, who played full back against Wales and was picked to deal with balls like that, doesn't on this occasion. Ball is out, says the referee. And I think that's Caelan Doris again.
Yes, it is.
Ball's there. Turnover's good.
Caelan Doris in again. France guilty of not minding the pill when they've had it.
Pass.
And Osborne with a thunderous boot that's kept by Dupont from going into touch. Intermac, and from one side to the other in 3 passes. Ramos sees a couple of forwards, and BLBLE will chip and chase, and the bounce of the ball goes Robbie Henshaw's way, if only just. Penalty to France.
I've got to say, brilliant from France, because I think it was Ramos that spotted McCarthy out there on that wide outside on that right wing. And again, just gassed him and straight through. And BL Barry, is he one of the best finishers? I think he's one of the best rugby players.
Just
see McCarthy there. The ball goes across. There is nothing on. He has to chip it.
Yeah.
BLBLE
is
hit by Prendergast.
Okay, I want to put that on the pitch. Okay. Tempo will just come up to you so we can explain it.
Listening, everyone.
Yeah, I want to look at the actions of 4 Green, who's pulled back the France support player on the line break opportunity. So can we have a look at that on the screen? See if it's cynical.
Coming to screen now.
Referee very clear again. Angus Gardner. Such a joy to have a referee making
just
these
watch
calls.
McCarthy there.
McCarthy on Ramos.
Oh, he does.
Okay.
And that's a yellow card.
Yeah. I've got a decision. It's a yellow for me. Yeah. I've got a decision, Tempo.
Back to you, Major standby.
Okay. Okay, so for me, the actions of 4 are cynical and deliberate. Pull back the French player, it's going to be a yellow card.
Joe McCarthy can have no complaints based on that evidence. 23-year-old making his 18th international cap. He's had such an impact at such a young age in that position in particular, but he's put himself and his team in a position that they're going to have to operate with 14 for the next 10 minutes.
And what do they do? Yeah, do they go for the penalty? Do they go to the corner? I'll go for the corner. You've lost 140 down to 7. He's a big lump of a man. That's what I would have done.
Thanks for trusting the process there. Yep,
okay, here we go. Intermac is going to go for Paul. No, he's not.
He's going for the corner. He must have heard you, Danny.
But it makes sense. His numerical advantage, especially Anne McCarthy, is a big lump. He's a great line-out defender. He gets in the way, gets his balls all over the place. Now France, can you deliver?
Who's the receiver? Who's the receiver? Are you the receiver?
14-man Ireland defends against the first real threat deep inside their territory that France have offered. And they go the maul. And Malvac is at the back of the maul. That's moving forward and has advantage. Side entry against Ireland. Dupont off the side. One pass. Bielbieri is in. His 6th try of this Guinness Six Nations. And France have absorbed and absorbed and absorbed. And in a single moment have hit the front with Dupont again pulling the string.
Well, what can you say? Again, the statistics, 82 tackles to 17. They've had one field position.
Guys,
they
really
went for
nice
the
work,
corner. A
the,
tremendous catching drive. And that is a catching drive going inwards to the post. It pushes everybody in there. And as soon as the dictator, whatever, he just wants to go. Look at him. He's seen the situation 5 minutes ago, 5 seconds ago. Bielbieri cannot stop scoring. It's a great combination. It's a great 1-2, and it's a great try.
And Ramos out wide, 34 points in the Six Nations so far, 80% success rate from the tee. His first opportunity of the afternoon. And after the big build-up, he pushes it to the right and wide.
But again, it's that guy Dupont, it's that try finisher Bielbieri coming into this try involvements before this game. Bielbieri had 9. He'd scored 5 tries with 4 assists, and you've got Dupont slightly second with just 2 tries and 6 assists. That's how good they combine. It is just, they just think it, and all of a sudden a try just comes out of nothing. Brilliant.
You contrast that with what Ireland were doing for the 20 minutes beforehand, and there was just a subtlety in the French effort there, albeit against 14 defenders rather than the 15, but nonetheless. And psychologically, you wonder what that does in terms of the belief for Ireland.
It does when they've had that much possession, Ryle. 67%. It's one of those things Fabien Galtier looks on, isn't it? When you've played all the games and you've been absolutely beaten, you say, look at the scoreboard, look at the scoreboard. And that's what he's doing. He's looking at the scoreboard.
Let's go, Ireland. Let's go.
And the French, who have travelled in numbers, are heard above the vast majority of the Aviva.
Contest is good.
Days like this just make this sport, don't they? Bundyaki thunders into another French tackler in midfield. To the sky and the chase of Nash. He did well on the first time he was asked to do that. That's knocked back by Bielbieri, and Ramos gets out. Oh, what an offload from Ramos. And now France are playing a little loose. Penaud's kick, just good enough. But I tell you what, can you just look? Ramos gets absolutely tanked by Ty Byrne and still gets the ball away.
But again, it's about able to absorb that. Think what's happening. People are all coming in to help. And you said a bit of loose. Watch this. We won't see it from this angle. Bielbieri kicks this across field to Intermac, the other winger, his mate, who puts it up to the halfway.
Let's go, please.
That ain't loose. That's brilliant.
It's all right, on the line, on the line.
It's loose if it doesn't go to hand.
Well, it hasn't, because it's the line out. But that's the way they play. They have confidence in the way, and it's brilliant to watch. Brilliant. Well, I've said we're in the entertainment business, and they've had value for money. The crowd coming to the Aviva today have had value for money.
O'Mahony just about gets it back on his side. He'll say he was interfered with in mid-air, and there's a case to be answered, but not right now. Not a good kick. Gives Antoine Dupont all day long, which he doesn't take. Prendergast has got Hugo Keenan beside him. Dupont makes it tricky. Keenan.
Access is good.
And
Contest is good.
Contest is good. Referee says it's okay. And it's picked up by Paul Boudéon. It's there for Antonio, who plays scrum half. Not his usual position. And Ramos. And they have men out wide. Beautifully done. Barassi. And then Roy Ferdinand downfield for Bielbieri to chase it. It just punches Ireland back inside their 22, deep inside their 22. And France are starting to hum.
Just brilliant. They disrupt a lineup from Pitohani there, and it just scrapples the ball, and all of a sudden they win it back. As soon as he got for a contest, the referee said it was fine. He said it's a 50-50. Then all of a sudden, they go to that left-hand side and they go with depth.
Let's go.
Moefana just on the outside there playing. Doesn't matter what number you got on your back. If you're in that position, make the right choice. That's the right choice. Put it on the toe, put it up another 20 metres.
Peter O'Mahony might be lucky to have got away with that tackle. It looked like he tried to wrap his arms. Van der Fleer will take it into contact.
Reload up.
Ireland, remember, all this time. And for another 4 minutes or so, we'll play with 14 players. Joe McCarthy in the sin bin. Jamieson Gibson Park. It's a good relieving kick and exactly what his side needed.
Guys, you've got to get the line out
put that ball up in the air.
Otherwise, it's going to be a free kick.
Struggling a little bit with retaining those balls to retain the ball back, obviously, for your side.
Okay.
That's the way the table looks right now.
6.
If the game were to finish.
Okay, receiver.
But we have a road to travel.
Oh.
Yep, 2 metres, good.
There'll be twists and turns along the way.
Good.
Nicely managed at the back of the line-out by Boudéon. Good throw from Malvaca. That French line-out is in the groove, and that maul is in the groove as well.
They're still going.
As it continues forward, and Dupont conducts the orchestra in front of him and then releases Moefana. And Tamak around the corner, Bielbieri, now Ramos, and Peno asks for Ramos to take the tackle because he was running out of room. The ball is out. Oh, so good. So good from Dupont. It's a joy to watch unless you're wearing green or supporting green. Dupont. That one was not out of his top drawer.
And there's a right chair going around the Aviva, but he is something best. He's the best player I've ever seen. It's up to people at home to make that decision. I've already made my decision. It's just lovely. You watch. He knows what he's going to do. Like I said a minute before, he knows that ruck there. All the people are outside him. There's 3 or 4 people options.
I want to keep the game going.
Wraps the ball back inside and give it to a forward, or he zips it out. All right, he messed up there. It's about the only time in the game that he has.
Ireland's line-out was attacked last time round. O'Mahony
backwards,
and Gibson Park get themselves in a muddle, and Sheehan extricates Ireland from that little moment of trouble. Back it goes for the big boot of Osborne. Remember, Ireland lost the big boot of James Lowe.
I think Dupont's hurt.
Dupont is.
Sorry, Royal.
No, absolutely.
I heard it from the squeaks. I was just going to say, thanking his forward, that Sheehan gets through the wall of forwards, and that little man's going to tackle him.
Get off, please. Ireland, pop off.
Medical staff from Ireland told to go. Referee wants to continue. Here's what happened to Antoine Dupont in the tackle with Sheehan. Back on his feet, looked okay to there.
That's fine.
And there.
Let's go.
A little bit of an extension of the knee from Ty Burns.
There's nothing malicious in it. It's just got Dupont's got his leg underneath it and he twists. Hopefully, it isn't bad because nobody wants to see. Well, I think the whole of Ireland actually want to see him. You see what I mean? Because he's such a threat, but a phenomenal rugby player.
Yeah.
We will see now how he goes. Luckily, with the 7-1 split, France do have a scrum half on the bench. He's off.
Dear. Oh dear. Look, listen to that. Isn't that? Well, it's an Irish and French crowd recognising the excellence and the wonder that man brings to the game. The occasion a little less without him.
Yeah, and I one.
Sometimes it's just
Luca comes on here as a accomplished scrum half. Don't think. Look, anyone's going to be weakened because Dupont is such a great player, but this guy knows he's nuts and bolts. He knows the way France plays. He's been there, done it, wore the T-shirt. So they don't weaken in that sense, but again, they're not going to be as a threat as your Dupont inside.
So Lucu, the only back, remember, of the replacements for France. If there was another back injured in this game, it'll be a forward who takes his place.
Yep. And that's the risk you take.
Luku to Moefana in midfield. It's Aldrit and Bundyaki trying to get underneath him. He has to let him go now. Aldrit gets his feet, or his knees, I should say, to the ground. Luku Ntamak, Van der Fleer in to make the tackle. And Ireland have another 45 seconds to survive with 14 players. Here's Aldrit and Grossu. Saw a little gap and tried to accelerate through it. Wonderful hands to that point from France. Barassi, though, is wrapped up. And Luku will get them going once again. Giardu, who of course scored a try against Italy, his first international try a couple of weeks ago. Aldrit to Antonio, that was flat at best. Luku. Great hands, Ramos. Moefana away from Sheehan. Bieri back on the angle. And then he's hit. And then the ball goes dead. And the referee says...
We're going to have a look at it
right now. On committed to the charge down.
Oh, he's committed to the charge, that's fine. But again, look at France, they're stretching. You said they're flat, they are flat. But all of a sudden, they just pull it out the back. Lovely sort of crossover in the midfield. Yeah, that's just a rugby scenario. Peter Amani again, man, he's gone through. He's probably hurt himself, but again, it's within the aspect of making the tackle as McCarthy comes back.
He's in the act of telling the kick to charge down the kick, I think. Peter O'Mahony. What a warrior for Ireland.
It's called putting your body on the line, isn't it? Yeah. I don't know how many times he's done that.
Flamand hit by Finlay Bealham, who's had a really good Six Nations thus far for Ireland. Mauvaka, who's had equally a good Six Nations for France. Luku had to deal with a messy ball, but that he did. Ramos, well, that was like a goalkeeper save from Prendergast, who gets Ireland going forward. Osborne thought about the pass and just saw a Frenchman loitering, who I think was Ramos, and made the decision to hold on. From up here, it looked like the right decision.
Yeah. Referee looking at Toucher's looking at the referee. That's Matthew Carley down there.
Yep, agree.
I think they've actually just said that it is a Irish throw. So there's Matthew Carley. Communication is working because again there's a lot of noise about you.
Ireland, a little variation at the front. Prendergast puts Snow on it. Osborne's underneath it. Peno comes forward. Ireland win the ball, and that was risky from Ireland. Caelan Doris got the ball.
Just the knock-on advantage.
Banging the ribs as well. Knock-on advantage is the referee in Ireland's favour. Gibson Park had a little cheeky look down a very narrow side. Bealham pushes off the first tackle of Boudéon and tries to get himself going forward. McCarthy looking to make amends for what was a hot-headed and unnecessary moment. Aldrit. Ireland never really getting the advantage from the referee's perspective, so we'll come back for the scrum. Irish ball.
These players haven't got a chance to sneeze out there, have they? It is that electric, it's that quick. You've got to make a decision. Antonio's down injured now. He put a colossal hit in on McCarthy. But big hit after big hit going in. This is Osborne going up with Peno coming forward. Yeah, that's come forward from his hand. So correct decision, referee making that. That's why that charge down by Gregory Aldrit doesn't count because they were playing advantage.
Looking at the screen, I might miss something, and that's detrimental to both teams. Okay.
What do you want at half time? Double espresso or something like that?
I'm not trying to dismiss you or be negative.
Or some cocoa.
Because I need my absolute concentration in that moment. Okay.
I feel like I'm keeping 8-10 meters distance. I'm not.
I need you 15. Okay. Is that cool?
Yeah, and you happy? I've only come to you twice. Other than that.
Yeah. It's just when I go to the TMO. Okay. Do you understand why? Thank you. I appreciate your understanding. Okay.
We've got a potential ACL
on Antonio.
No, Zico.
On the point,
potentially ACL on the knee.
Yeah, I know. Look, Gregory, mate, I genuinely hear your concerns, and you've got to trust us that we reviewed it. And mate, sometimes in rugby, as unfortunate as it is, mate, people get injured, and so I completely understand. Yeah, I know.
I'm just disappointed for that.
Yeah, mate, for the game, everyone is 100%. So, yeah, sometimes these things happen, mate. They're most unfortunate. Okay. Yep.
That's a good lesson.
Okay, thank you, guys.
But you understand, I understand, everyone in the stadium now understands because that's going out. Because what Aldrit was asking, was it a dangerous tackle? He's obviously now taken over the captaincy.
Okay, guys, we haven't had a scrum for a while, so break foot's out, okay? Keep the good pictures. Control your weight and balance, yeah? Balance and control. Okay, here we go. Crouch.
Shot there a moment ago, Prince Albert of Monaco, and Michael Flatley alongside him.
Still.
No doubt engaged and enjoying this as much as we all are.
Play it. Well done.
Gibson Park. Nice hands from Ireland, and they might be able to create a little bit of space here, which is something that's been at a premium when Calvin Nash and Osborne combined. Ireland just a little bit forcing it, and then they had the opportunity to get in behind France. Control required as McCarthy is hit by Aldrit, who's been magnificent. He's France's captain now with Dupont gone. Henshaw, kick in behind, when maybe he should have held onto it, and Ramos will kick to touch. But the referee's coming back for an infringement at the breakdown against Paul Boudéon, and it's a penalty time.
Tackle off the ball. This is McCarthy gets smacked there by Aldrit. That's fine. It's Boudéon on Byrne.
Tackle off the ball.
Byrne going forward. Unfortunately, he'd just been brought down. So that's what it's for.
And Ireland are going to have a kick at goal.
They've got to get something out of this half. Again, we're up to on the tackle. They're getting 97 tackles from France, 39 from Ireland. Ireland now needing 59% possession. So they do need this to go over.
Yeah, Ireland owns the opening 15 minutes of this game. France have at least had parity, if not better, in terms of possession and territory in the 15 minutes since. Sam Prendergast had an opportunity a while back to give Ireland the lead before the French tried, but he hit the post as Simon Easterby looks on. 67% from Prendergast from the tee is not what he will have required, but that will go some way to helping that statistic improve. They're on their feet at the Aviva. They have something to cheer. Ireland within 2 as 35 minutes approaches. It's Ireland 3, France 5.
Taking their opportunity there. You said Gregory Aldrit. I have no confirmation of that, but I'm just presuming with his experience of captaincy, and Dupont is off for the... That is the news, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around the world. Anton Dupont is off the pitch, so we will have to see, and we'll report back exactly what the injury is.
Penalty.
No access.
No access. And
No
that's
access.
the new rules, laws right there.
Absolutely. And I think it's the best. I've said it before, and you know what I'm going to say. It's the best rule, because you cannot corral somebody. You've got to give free access when that kick goes into the air.
Okay. Take the shot.
Ireland being stupid, really, because again, they know they're going to get pinged for it.
And
here we go.
The 3 that they got and were hard fought, they may well just be about to give away. They just encroached a little bit. Porter,
it's
Porter
well done. It's well done in a sense, but you know, the referee, with all his experience, Angus Garner, again winning his 50th cap, the Aussie is not going to be coached with that one, and you've got Carley down here, who's a fantastic referee as well.
Not sure it was as subtle as Andrew Porter would like it to have been.
No.
Ramos to give France a 5-point lead again. Straight and true. Flags go up. France leaded by 8 points to 3 as the half-time break appears on the horizon.
A happier man, is he really, Fabien Galtier? Again, he knew it was going to be a war. He knew it's going to be very, very difficult out there. 2 of the best sides, well, the 2 best sides in the Six Nations. Ireland going for 3 on a bounce championships. France want to stop them.
That's about as structured as we've seen in the opening 36 minutes.
I was getting that's too sensible.
On the line, please, Blue.
What on earth is going on here? But I can assure you one thing, even though Dupont is off.
How many, Ireland?
There's how tight it all is if it was to finish right now as we head towards the half-time break.
Sorry, five.
France and Ireland would be tied at the top, but France's points difference is significantly better than everybody else's, thanks to that big win against Wales and a big win against Italy. Gibson Park, Bundyaki and Ireland have lacked a bit of creativity, haven't they? With all that possession and all that territory. And that one is picked up by Bielbieri, and it's very straightforward for him to deal with. Hugo Keenan, good step, and Prendergast will try to get away, needs help, nice pass. But big tackle from Bielbieri and Kroos, and France go quickly. Osborne had to readjust, and there's space back there behind Damien Penaud. Where's this one going to go? It's going to hold up, and Penaud's going to have to deal with it. Osborne gets to Penaud, and Ireland have an opportunity. And the referee's having a long look and a think about that one. And I think the TMO will be asked to adjudicate this.
Yeah. Knock on into touch.
Knock on into touch
Option
against Ireland.
And Penaud, this is where Fabien Galtier and coaches will just go, what on earth are you doing? He is a phenomenal rugby player, 37 tries in his 55th appearance. He's a deadly try scorer, but sometimes he loses the script. Look at the clock. 2 minutes to go. Kick the ball off. We go in at 3-8 up. All of a sudden, pressure time.
Caelan Doris's argument on the other side is, I was over the ball and Penaud was holding up.
Don't you? Yeah, good. Yeah.
Who's the referee?
Yeah.
The
Just
captain
keep
of
fighting
Ireland.
all the way
100%.
through to the ball's out, please, okay?
And I'd do exactly the same if I was at that.
Keep working together, okay? Break foot's out. Keep the break foot out. Control and balance.
Right.
Control and balance.
This is what you get. Give down those hours down the gym at 6 o'clock in the morning, not finishing for 2 or 3. Then this is what it's all about. Can they disrupt this French scrum, Ireland?
No doubt they'll have a go, but this is a French scrum built of solid stuff.
Stay high.
And they proved the point. Luku.
Well done.
Keenan in the right place at the right time, as he is so often.
Whoa.
Nash offered himself, but Keenan held on.
Great
Caelan
roll out,
Doris
10.
to Gibson Park. Prendergast.
Too far.
That one is too far, and Sam Prendergast is producing a mixed bag, I think is the best way to describe it.
Absolutely, it's not his best game, and this is what happens when you've got to expose yourself to serious pressure. That just needed to go up, not as far, obviously, and higher. It's easy to say now in hindsight, but he knows that. Not the most amazing try first as we probably thought after watching again France play against Italy last weekend, or the weekend prior to that, sorry. But it's been exciting. I mean, for the non-rugby lover, he must be excited about the ferocity and the frenzied approach from both sides.
Last play of the first half. Will Ireland look to try and build something from here? Caelan Doris takes it into contact. Doris, Aldries, 2 star men in this opening half. McCarthy was the villain of the piece with a yellow card after about 20 minutes.
Advantage.
Ireland have advantage, which is going to give them a little bit of territory before the break. And Prendergast happy to have a little kick and chase. And that one was a shot to nothing. He knew he had advantage.
But you're in the red. You see your clock at the top left-hand screen, 40 minutes. Obviously, that's half over. You still have time for a line-out. As you see James Gibson Park getting the ball out. Was it number 4? Not
Flamand.
He's not rolling.
Flamand offside.
He did try to roll, but he wasn't within that hundredth of a second that the referee wanted to. He's going for goal. You think when he has got the range, you've seen him kick, he's got a boot like a cannon, so that ain't a problem.
So just to confirm, you want the shot? Okay. Shot clock on.
Shot called. There's a little bit of a debate between the senior players on the right call there. In the end, Caelan Doris says, we'll have a go. Prendergast obviously feeling reasonably comfortable and confident.
Well, you've got to say they haven't had much change from an attacking liner, have they?
No,
Ireland. So
you'll have to get him to move.
Again, it's Flamand, it's all those guys in there. They defend it so well. So with the clock as it is, the scoreboard as it is, this has got to be the right decision. If it goes over,
I'll go on the outside here. Yeah. Yes, yeah, good call, mate. Let's see if we've got the legs here.
So we all settle down for the last moment of the first half. Is this a point-scoring moment from Prendergast? Crowd think it might be. Referees, assistants agree, and that will give you a bounce into the changing room if you're Sam Prendergast and if you're Ireland. They started out of the block so well, but France got the opening try. It's been, a big old arm wrestle that's had so much to offer. For those of you who are interested in these things, Ireland have trailed twice already at half-time and managed to come back and win. Can they do it again? Ireland 6, France 8.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please give a huge Arena Stadium welcome as he performs his latest single, To Keep the Grow! Tell me, baby, before I sleep, you the tender birds are such so loud. Oh, baby, tell me, 'cause it happens to me, so hard for you now. Or did he promise you at first? 'Cause I know that you've been asking for this place. Oh, baby, tell me, 'cause I need to know. We all know that you go away. Though we were riding on the rings of Saturn, baby, now watch you go. You can say if it's no longer my business, but I need to know. Tell me who's making you feel Thank you so much, Dublin. I can keep the crowd. Thank you.
Let's hear it one more time for Keane Duclos!
Back at the Aviva Stadium as the players re-enter, having a little look down to see if there are any clean jerseys or numbers above 15 that we can say there have been changes. Of course, Lucu in wearing 23 for France. That was in the first half. He took over from Antoine Dupont. No news on the Dupont injury, but as we saw as he was leaving, it looked significant enough. We hope Antoine Dupont will not be out of the game for long. And we'll see him in the coming weeks and months of the remainder of this season. Romain Ntamack and his pals are set to go, as are Jack Crowley, Sam Prendergast in Ireland. I'll greet the captain of France right now, Biel Biarri, the man who scored the try. Ultimately has given France the advantage at half-time. There are some sore, battered bodies out there. The benches are going to play their role. We're off and running at the start of the second half. It's a 2-point game. It's an absorbing game at the Aviva Stadium. Thibaut Flamand gathers the ball for France. What twists and turns in the road between now and 80 minutes. Hugo Keenan comes forward. Just so good in the air as Dan Sheehan, who's had a relatively quiet opening 40 in terms of his play in the loose. This one is for Henshaw. Looked like it was knocked forward by a French hand. Gibson Park probes in behind, and France and Ramos for a moment are turned. And as with the first half, it's Ireland who come out of the traps at the start of the second, looking a little bit better and more composed.
Absolutely, Gibson Park again. This aerial battle carries on. That time, as you mentioned, Keane, he very rarely misses one. That's the second one in Gibson Park. Nothing else on again. Put your toe on it, get it into the corner, put the pressure now straight back on France, obviously, because Ramos puts the ball out. You get the throw in at the line out. Good start from Ireland.
Ireland were lacking a bit of creativity in that first half, no question about that, as Caelan Doris looks to see if he can find a weakness in that French defence. Can they unlock what has been a solid, better than that, impressive French defence in the first 40 minutes? It just didn't give Ireland an opportunity despite all the possession and territory. Prendergast will go about the job. McCarthy goes route one. Ireland have a player, Peter O'Mahony, wide out over on the far side, but back this way Ireland come. Gibson Park, narrow side. Prendergast calls it. A lot of traffic there for Nash, who's isolated for a moment, and Guiar gets in over it. No, says the referee. On we go. Biel Biarri thought he was away. Referee says no, you're not. Penalty given. Offside against the try-scoring French winger.
Yeah, for me, I didn't think so.
Absolutely. Again, a good start carries on. Gros, is he the person that has been signalled out? Probably, but again, Prendergast, no hesitation into the corner. But you mentioned it right, we saw this in the first half, all the pressure, massive yardage, massive possessions. Again, no score to see it. He knows exactly what he was doing, but do Ireland know what they're doing?
Possession, so much from the line-out required, and the line-out delivers. And Ireland and Dan Sheehan have a little back, and Sheehan scores! Ireland eventually find a way around the blue wall. 2 minutes and 50 seconds into the second half. Dan Sheehan has his 12th international try, his second of this Six Nations Championship, and this place is hopping.
Absolutely rocking. Tagburn, up you go, fella. You're there, that's a great setup, absolutely perfect. And who do you want at the back? Sheehan, he is big for a hooker. I've stood next to him, he's well over 6 foot. Again, but now he's bent his back and he knows exactly nobody's going to stop me. Absolutely superb. Simon needs to be, I think that says it all. What a start.
Lucu was the defender, Maxime Lucu. It could have been any of the French 15 with that sort of momentum. Sheehan was unlikely to be stopped. Big moment again for Prendergast. No gimme. In fact, the percentage is probably against him. But the boy has got no fear.
And do you know where that came from? That final kick in that first half from the halfway line. Yes, he was right in front, but he'd missed when he's bounced one off a post. He hasn't been playing particularly well. That will do him tremendous, absolutely tremendous confidence boost, as this gives the crowd a confidence boost at the Aviva Stadium. There you go. That says it all.
Good.
Well taken. And it needed to be. Was it McCarthy?
I think it was the big lump, yes. Excuse me calling him the big lump, but he is a big lump, and I used to love big lumps. There he is, out there on the left.
Out now.
Finley Bealham is the
Use
one
it.
who took it into contact. Took a bang, I think, to the chin there, but hopefully he's okay. Gibson Park to the air. This one could go out on the full.
Out on the full?
And
No? I'll go down first. Okay, well done.
nobody's best.
No,
it's given the French ball deep inside Irish territory.
That's it, just past the 10 metres, probably his first mistake. He's been good. He's been good again. Not everything been going his way. They've been battled and hit backwards in the tackle a few occasions, but he's kept his head, which is good.
France, come up, please.
The
to
Lions
the line.
coach is
Come
in
on.
the house.
Yeah. Thank you.
Andy Farrell looks on.
Has he got his own stand over here now, Naviva? Because he's...
Wait.
Is that
He gets
of,
whatever
Okay,
he
good
wants.
now.
quite
Good
rightly
patience,
so.
well done.
Magaka at the back of the French maul that is making meters. Looks to break away. Van der Fleer and Caelan Doris
No,
go
mate.
after it, and Doris needed to leave it, but
Hey, you fell on the
didn't.
wrong side and not supporting body weight.
Body weight and falling on the wrong side gives France advantage.
Got advantage.
And they will continue to come. And when they get in this sort of position, they seem to find ways to create. As Barassi takes it
I've
into
got that
contact now,
upright.
it's Aldrit.
We've still got advantage.
Barassi is down and hurt, and we'll come back to that as Moefana takes it into contact. Gross picks and goes. Luku looking to fill the boots of Dupont, and he flicks it out to Boudéon. Oh, that's a try. Alexis Luku, deputising for the great man, does so well.
Foul play here. We do
Okay.
have head-on-head.
Well,
So let's
listen
just
in a minute
wait.
before we go for the try.
At the moment, I've awarded the try. Yeah, guys, I got it. Okay, so mate, just to rewind.
So we're looking at an upright tackle by
Okay.
11 Green.
Nash.
Okay, so looking at the actions of 11 Green, potential foul play on 11 Green. Let's have a look at that, please.
That's correct.
Okay.
Big moment in the match, both the try and a potential card. Let's have a look at what the officiating party are
Let's deal with the
concerned
foul play
about.
first.
Ooh.
Yeah, okay. So 11's upright, could be lower. And we've got head-on-head. Meets the yellow card threshold for me. Yeah, okay. 11 Green, all agree. Yellow card threshold. Okay, tempo, come back to me, I've got a decision. Okay, so number 11 Green is upright. He could have been lower. So we do have foul play, and it does meet our yellow card threshold. So it's going to be a yellow card and an off-field review.
So Calvin Nash becomes the second Irish player to be
just want to check where the gap came
sin-binned.
through for
We're
the
not
try.
done yet.
Just so we're not distracted, because we've dealt with the foul play.
No, this is good to listen in.
Okay. Okay. Okay, now we're going to look at the second thing, which is how the try's scored. So the second thing we're going to look at is we're just going to review the try. So let's have a look at that on the screen now, please. Plenty to review.
Just working on the angles, Angus, now.
Great play from Luku right there. Question is about Flamand cleaning beyond the ruck, I guess.
Well, he's cleaned Pino Marnie out, and actually that is a clear out because that's where Gros actually goes straight through. So actually that won't be a try. He's taken Peter Marnie out the ball, and actually enabled the big prop to pick up and go forward. That's in my opinion. That's why we've got TMOs, and that's why we go through the process with the referee.
He's pulling back. Yeah. What's that? Yeah, okay. So tempo, I've got a decision there.
Okay, back to you, Angus.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, mate, I'm going to stick with my on-field decision. I'll tell you why. Because number 6 is retreating backwards. Number 6 is retreating backwards as a matador and get bumped. So the on-field decision stays.
Huge moments in the game. Both the sin binning of Calvin Nash and the awarding of the try. Crowd don't like it. Referee very clear. And you have to applaud Angus Gardner and his team, whether you agree or disagree with the decision. They're very clear on what they're attempting to do and explain it to everybody here. And Ramos adds the additional 2. And wow, if this could have gone up another level, it just has.
Well, the mitigating circumstances there. Flamand goes through on Peter Amani. Peter Amani is actually retreating. But did he make contact? Yes, he did. The referee's seen all that. He's digested of all that. Boudahon scores the try. He said it was a try on the pitch. He's gone to the TMO. Lucas celebrates. About 5,000 French supporters celebrate in the Viva Stadium, and the rest are very, very silent.
Okay, so while all that was happening, Barassi has gone off for a head injury assessment, and in his place has come one of the forwards, Oscar Yehu, the La Rochelle back rower, who is lining up in the middle of the field at the moment right now. Remember, France have got no more backs, so they've got to put a forward in to replace Barassi.
Leave it.
It'll become more apparent exactly how they're lining out when they start an attacking rather than a defensive set.
Okay, and use.
2-point game in France's favour. Ireland again down to 14 for at least 10 minutes. Great work by Hugo Keenan to gather the ball. Andrew Porter pulled it back for Bundiaki. Here's Prendergast. Little dink in behind after it goes Osborne. And the ball will beat everybody over in that far side. That was a good kick from the Irish out half, and the crowd, oh boy, are they involved.
And they are involved. They've been involved for 2 hours before kickoff as well. But again, France making the subs, like you mentioned it. They've only got, well, they've got one back. He's been on since Dupont's gone off. So there's plenty of stick and twists to go in this game. Maybe Prendergast should have just put a little less on that just to keep the ball live. As it is, it's a French throw-in, and they've been pretty good, as they are now.
And they have the ball, and it's a bursting run from Mikel Guillard.
Well done, good roll out, 7. Well done, and use
exactly
it.
What his team needed, a really strong, positive carry to set the platform for Luku's kick, which is, well, he's done really well since Dupont has gone, and the pressure is really on him.
I told you this lad can play. Again, he's pretty streetwise. Okay, send him on. Conan comes on.
Changes for Ireland, 20 and 21 into the game. Jack Conan and Ryan Bears. Changes aplenty for France. 16, 17 and 18, a whole new front row. 19 and 22 as well. Peter O'Mahony receives the accolades of the Aviva Stadium, his last home game.
High degree of danger, but we've got mitigation as a passive tackler. Okay. Are we good to go on the sideline? Time on.
So an entire front row change for France. Marchand Bay and Aldeguerri in for Antonio Malvaca and Gross. Into the game also Neafu and Aradou. All those changes will be confirmed for you graphically with the clock as your guys in just a moment. Let's keep our eye on the game. Brilliant kick from Prendergast in that it landed outside the 22. Brilliant pickup from Ramos, who tries to ghost around the Irish defence and almost pulled it off. The pack arrived, the refreshed French pack arrived. They arrive in numbers, and they've got players out wide. Peno's on one of those runs of his. BLBLE reaches to the sky, gathers and plays, and Prendergast goes after it, and BLBLE and Luku. And that was magnificent. it. We'll need the TMO to confirm it. But that was a wonder try.
Well, they're a wonderful side. We will have to see, because if he's got that down, that's the finish of the tournament. Again, James Gibson Park is just keeping that ball in. It's that second ruck over, putting all the power in. France still won it, and it was just wide numbers, absolutely numbers. Penaud just decides to go in there. Was that the wrong decision? Well, we'll see, because he had plenty of people just to put that through. Biel Berry, as he normally does, puts it on the toe, and we will have to see. He has finished it. Unbelievable. Brilliant.
Biel Berry, wow. 2 tries against England, 2 tries against Wales, now 2 tries against Ireland to add to the 1 against Italy, and Ramos will tack on another 2, and all of a sudden this game feels like it's gone away from Ireland.
It's just they're a bit delighted. It's a little bit early to get too delighted, but 3 tries, all of a sudden they can just put that accelerator down, give that boy the ball. But not only does he get score tries, his defensive work is so good. He's covering the fullback, he's covering his opposite wing, and then when he's asked to do it, he just scores tries that he shouldn't be able to score.
That new, fresh pack. Significance.
Well, Jalon's taking that ball, and he's going to be champing at the bit. He is some forward.
It was that power at the breakdown over on the far side that created the opportunity. Ireland were retreating all the time, down to 14 players, because Calvin Nash is
Blue on the line. Blue on the line.
bin. But he will be back.
Yeah. And interesting, just watching Luca putting that, he's putting 10-15 more meters on that ball. You imagine the frustration that ball that's going through. Dupont, yes, he is arguably one of the greatest ever, but I tell you what, today I'm going to show you exactly what I can do. And he's delivering for his forwards, he's delivering for his backs.
And Ireland, well, they're rattled, there's no question. That line-out proof of just how rattled they are. It was straightforward stuff, they couldn't find their man, and now they're chasing shadows again. And France have hit that 5th gear, and Ireland are hanging on to their vapors right now. Allegri is Marseillaise is heard around the Aviva Stadium. Penaud, one more try for him will equal the great Serge Blanco in terms of French try scorers. They won't care one bit about that right now, because out wide they have an opportunity to strike again. Surely the pass should have gone. It didn't, but Goudeon picks and goes and drags France within 4 meters.
Ball's in.
Luku,
It's your own player.
has to forage for it, slows it down a little bit. Ireland are being asked to defend once again. The substitute scrum half pings it off to Meafu.
No, wait! Don't go round there.
Pressure of the highest order for Ireland to try
Advantage.
and
Playing the halfback.
dampen down, and they have advantage again, France. Out wide it goes. Ramos, Gibson Park, and they'll go back for the advantage.
8. Swinging round, playing the halfback.
I just think they're just beautiful to watch. Again, the forwards get the ball, they have so much time, you know, they're given a flat pass, they get tackled, they just loop round out of that. There's always support going that same way.
Swinging around, playing the 9.
Ireland are holding on. They are holding on by whatever fingernails, tips, whatever you've got. And France will pump this into the corner, I'm sure. I don't think the sensible thing would be over 3 points with Ramos's boot. What will that guy do? Who knows? But I think it's an old 9. Put it in the corner. You've got that much pressure.
What's the new law? 100%.
He goes for the second option.
100%. You're exactly right.
Again, it just builds the lead. 25 points to 13. Do the maths, Ryle. Do the maths. That's a lot of points in head. You know what I mean? But again, it puts more pressure on Ireland all the time. The crowd want them to do well, and he'll take his time when he's got 60 seconds. Better hurry up, he's got 20 seconds now.
Clock up on the big screen over to his right-hand side. He's seen it. Little glance again. There it is on the left-hand side as well. Didn't knock a moment out of him. Ramos with another 3. And it's relentless, magnificent France. And now Ireland, well, it's a long, long way back. On the plus side, from their perspective, only 50-odd seconds left on the sin binning, and still over a quarter of the game to go as Crowley comes in and Bundyaki is the one to make way. Is there a way back for Ireland? Flamand says no.
And use it.
Luku.
This will just go long now. There you go. And say to Ireland, come on boys, you got to play. You got to play against us.
2 converted tries required to take the lead.
No. Back on side, 15.
From France's perspective, they'll feel surely one more score, and there is absolutely no doubt about the winner on this day. Meafu, great offload into Mac. Jouet, as the kick through from Jégu goes, and Osborne tidies it up, but look at the French arrival. Gibson Park grateful to get his hands on the ball. Jack Conan has had a couple of cracking games off the bench for Ireland. He needs to drag them right back into it now. Crowley with his first effort in this game, but Ireland look a bit stumbled and stuttery.
Well, Nash is
right
back
now.
on, but I'm going to say what Jégu was doing there. Big, with 2 or 3 people, he had at least one person outside and 2 inside him, and he's put to the ball. I think if they kept in hands, kept that ball in hand, that would have been it for Ireland. We'll just go in here. Again, look, big fella there, so much time, basketball over the top to Intermac, over to you, pal. And this was it. Again, it keeps territory on, it still keeps the pressure on.
Great tackle.
Great. Okay, we done? Tom on.
Ireland have changed in the second row. James Ryan, but more of that later because France are on the way again through Marchand. Aldeguerri plays scrum half. Boudéon's had a game, hasn't he?
He is some player.
Luku, Meafu, Doris not able to put his man down, and France are starting to make yards with just about every carry. Aldeguerri, Luku goes backwards, but he turns and finds his way forwards again. Finley Beelum making the tackle. Marchand, Meafu. Oh, he's just so hard to deal with. And even more so when the bodies are tired. Around the corner, Boudéon goes. France in search of what would be a bonus point try at this point. Unthinkable when Sheehan scored at the start of the second half. Very much on the French agenda right now. Jégu, he's got there. He's got there. And that surely is the game. And it may well be the Six Nations Championship. Yes, the Scots will have something to say. Yes, Ireland and England still have something to play for. But right now, you would not bet against this French side.
Well, the La Rochelle back row forward has just not sort of get himself out of jail for that horrendous kick in the midfield about 3 minutes ago. Just buys his time, and look at that, stretch out. That defence just wasn't there. Tyke Byrne for the first time ever a little bit too high. And again, he's just underneath in the big stretch out. You're allowed that, you're allowed one movement. And I think that is good night nurse as far as Ireland are concerned. Again, they've travelled well, France, and they've seen a tremendous second half performance.
And behind the goal that Ramos is kicking into, the French travelling support jump with joy as another 2 are added. They travelled in anticipation, in hope, and in belief. And there's the table as it stands right now. France will be in control heading into Super Saturday next week. Of course, England have still a game to play against Italy. Twickenham tomorrow, they will have a say. Ireland won't be gone, and they play Italy in the last game.
I think that's a knock-on, but the referee's allowed it to play on. Now Prendergast. Ireland now are they're going to have to play outside their comfort zone. They have to go for it. But keep to the patterns, keep the ball running through, and then all of a sudden see force.
And from Ireland's perspective, this could get ugly very quickly.
It could, if they go and just play the wide and wonderful without doing the fundamentals. We've seen how good this French defence is, though. It frustrated him in the first half. They had 60, well, they had more, 70 possession. They had no points in the ball. Then France go ahead. They're just very confident with ball in hand, and obviously defence is second nature to them. So you're right, Ireland needs something unbelievably special now.
Giroud will stay on the pitch all the way to the end, presuming he stays healthy, as
we've got some new faces.
is
Patient,
unable
please,
to continue. He'll
respect the space.
line up from this scrum in the outside centre position.
Well, Shegu's outside centre.
Control and balance.
I tell you what, I only played there once in my career. It is the most lonely place when you're so used to being close to the ball as he will have been. He's a fetcher. He's a back rower.
Set. Good.
I think this ball might be going up the blind side.
Stay high. And play it now. Play it. Play it. Play it.
The referee says play it. Eventually, Jelange does just that.
Put it careful, careful. To Maul. To Maul.
Maul called. Ireland have executed in the middle of the field and get the turnover.
Easy, easy, easy.
Into the final quarter we go.
Well, that's a good response from Ireland, because again, I think they were frustrated from that scrum. It's always difficult for an 8 or a 9 when the referee's saying get the ball out. Well, the modern rules are you've got to get that ball out.
When it comes
But what it does do is just eat into the clock. All these set pieces.
Guys, the information I'm getting was that it's a good contest. We just need to stay up all the way through. Okay, stay high all the way through.
29 points from 7 visits.
Okay.
And that versus 7 points.
Okay, control and balance, patience.
From 6.
And that tells the story of what we've been trying to commentate on it. And people have been watching, because pressure always doesn't mean prizes as far as points. It's the side that knows actually how to just wheedle that
France
out.
in. Not respecting the space, France.
Ireland, and Jack Conan will tap and go. Got away from his chasing pack there for a moment. Looked like he might turn it over. Thomas Clarkson's in the game. Here's Sam Prendergast, pulls it back for Keenan. Crowley gnashing off his wing. Narrow side continued to be worked. Osborne holds on. France drawing him out over on that far side. And in a moment, there's the difference between the two sides on this day.
You just watch how many people France put into a contact. Yes, it's one obviously going to make the tackle, and then possibly 2 just to get, or not. And that allows everyone else then in a blue shirt to just go wide outside and build that wall. And that's what's happening. And they're just saying to Ireland, come on, play.
Back.
Mistakes happen, they get a throw in the line-up, so they'll be caught and driven. Luca will put the ball up in the air, and then they'll start again.
Wait.
Julien Marchand at the back of that French maul has a 100% record throwing to lineouts in the Six Nations so far. He's come off the bench on each occasion, but he's come off with work to do. Oh, that's enormous from Pinot on Osborne.
Yeah, ball's out.
I think France are trying to make a point right now.
No.
Yeah. I saw that the first game against England at the Allianz Twickenham, and it was just like, France could have scored 4 tries in that first half. They didn't. They lost the game.
Prendergast probably should have let that go.
3 mistakes now by just not necessarily forcing the game. Well, they are. They have to go and try something slightly different.
Yep. Number 8,
it's just
green,
as simple. The trouble is, it's so exposed in a sense. There's nobody there. The ball's gone forward, but then, they're trying. France are just going, thank you very much.
Head injury assessment for Caelan Doris, so Josh van der Fleer comes back into the game. The frustration clear for all to see for Simon Easterby.
Well, he was their talisman in the first half. The captain, 13 carries, 72 metres.
Guys,
in a team that
on the
actually
bye,
made 469 metres against 300 from France. That's how much possession ball they had. That's when you've got to score.
Yeah, he'll keep his feet square. Yeah. Crouch!
Bielbieri and Ntamak loitering with intent behind this scrum.
I was watching Bielbieri right at the beginning of the warm-up, and he was lecturing two of the French props, and I'm thinking, good on you, lad. Basically tell him to get out of the way.
Ramos, crossfield Osborne, that one's going to bounce nastily for him, and then it bounced nicely for him. And downfield the kick goes, but it's out on the full.
It's just one of those days. He does it so well. That ball could have bounced up and Penno's in under the post. It didn't. It gave Ireland a second chance. It's a beautiful little chip from Ramos. That's a well, not one of my 7 irons, but and then all of a sudden it's just nothing's going right. Clocks keep ticking down. The blue shirts are just summing things up.
Okay, back 10.
Marshall continues his success rate at the front of that French line-out.
But again, percentages, why go anywhere else? It should be the given ball.
Sheehan did well to hold on there, but it pops out when Sean picks it up again. Luku is having a little look for it and gets it. France ship it on.
Advantage.
Good hands from Meafou, but there's another advantage.
No clear release, guys.
No clear release, says the referee.
Yeah, pulling him to ground.
Straight away, penalties given. Cyril Bay just points to the post. Boudin is my player of the match. I think he's been outstanding as far as not glamorous, scored a try obviously, but just again, I'll use the phrase nuts and bolts around it, taking it in, getting extra yard.
Yeah, but both the guys, the tackler's assist, pulled him to ground. 18 was all right. It was the other guy on the far side. It wasn't a clearer. No, it was the other guy. I'm not sure what the number was with you who pulled him to ground. There was no clear release. You both were on it. You both were on it.
Dan Sheehan captaining Ireland with Caelan Doris gone. And Namatsiez rings around the Aviva as it has done on numerous occasions. Look at that, pure joy. And their team have given them that on this day. And Ramos continues just to turn that screw on Ireland. And Fabien Galthié with his golden generation under a lot of pressure. It was win or bust for many people today for Fabien Galthié's coaching ticket. Had they finished mid-table, surely he couldn't have continued again. Now he's on the cusp of a championship with work to do.
And if you saw the under-20s French side dispatch Ireland, and it's going to be a classic game against England. The under-20s, the pathway. England got a few coming through. France, unbelievable talent coming through. Unbelievable.
Okay, advantage over.
Moefana and Ramos. They will happily hold on to possession, play in and around that middle of the pitch and run the clock down Ireland.
It was a little bit too cute from Ramos there, and then he made the wrong decision, presented the ball and tried to roll so the ball would be even better, but Prendergast going to the corner.
It's a good kick out of hand from Sam Prendergast. Conor Murray, Cian Healy and Rob Herring come in. Healy, Ireland's most capped international, 137 caps. Conor Murray in for his 124th cap. Rob Herring back from injury, cap number 43 from him. There's Herring, Ulster's only representative in this Irish squad today, matchday squad. Porter goes, Sheehan goes, Gibson Park goes.
Well, they need 3 converted tries just to draw Ireland, so this is stage 1.
Access is good.
12 minutes on the clock, Ireland were able to score from a maul at the start of the
Okay, stop
second
once.
half. That was really the last positive moment of this game for them. Conor Murray, Crowley, Prendergast is absolutely turned upside down in the middle of the field.
No, not on the ball.
Murray, in his last appearance at the Aviva Stadium in the Green of Ireland. Cian Healy, he'll finish up too. They'll finish up on the losing side, it would look, but Henshaw will try and at least close that gap. Herring gets there, Osborne as well.
Leave it!
Murray once more, Tyke Byrne.
Knock on.
Knocked forward
Just
by
a knock on
a French
for me.
hand.
By advantage.
Hugo Keenan.
Knock on only.
Van der Fleer. Nash was screaming for it, Van der Fleer didn't hear.
Not on the ball.
Murray, Prendergast. And
Advantage
that
over.
one is going to be watched and managed by France.
Yeah. What's that?
You know when it's not your day, when Miafu catches Henshaw when he goes to get the
Your
outside.
live view was
My
deliberate.
live view was deliberate. I know you had knock on.
Yeah, okay. We'll take a time off for injury. Yep.
Christoph Ridley on
Yeah, I
this
know.
near side is.
Yeah, it's all right, mate. We're reviewing it. It's okay.
And
Yeah.
it's James Ryan, who's
Okay, mate,
now
let's have a
captain
look.
with
7.
Doris gone first, Sheehan gone second,
Okay.
Ryan
Looking at a
captain for
potential
Ireland now.
deliberate knock on by Blue 7. Yeah.
Deliberate knock on by Blue 7. No.
On that angle, it's hard to judge. That one more so.
It all depends where can he see. He's gone to the. Yeah, he stuck his hand out.
Yeah, okay. He's wide, isn't he? So it's just a penalty.
Yeah, you can't have more
It's
than
just
that.
a penalty,
He's
there's
tried
no
to
overlap
wrap. He's got
opportunity
everything
there.
right. It's hit his
Okay,
hand. It's
just a penalty.
It's
only,
a penalty.
Mate. What,
Yeah.
you got a different view?
For me, it's a yellow just because of how close we are to the line.
No, not for me, mate. It's yeah.
Do you know what?
Okay.
I like this.
Guys, I've got a decision. It is deliberate. He is coming in as part of the tackle, so it's just going to be a penalty only here, guys. There's no overlap opportunity.
Again, I agree with you. I think Angus Gardner, and his team, Christoph Ridley on one side, Matt Carley on the other, they've offered opinions, they've had a conversation, they've come to what they feel are reasonable conclusions. You may not agree with all of them, but it's articulated and it's communicated.
But I always think sometimes referees get instructions from the touch judge, and it just relieves them of that pressure. You just said, no, I've made a decision, I actually can't see any different, I'm going for it.
And on that occasion, he took Christoph Ridley's advice to go to the
Absolutely.
TMO, which was the right call, and then dismissed his advice to go with the yellow card.
Right, Ireland, I'm sure the game is gone, but do yourselves proud.
Conor Murray. Peno and Co get to him. Murray, did he get his knees down? And he's held up. Another defensive masterclass from the reinvigorated French defence and Sean Edwards.
And that's slightly naive from the 100-odd Captain Murray. And he's gone there, he's thrown the dummy. Right, you've got to keep going low. Literally, you know straight away, if you've got someone in France straight away, you don't have to put a call up. Everybody goes in. It's like watching a litter of puppies going in for their food, isn't it? They just get over, keep the ball up, and they know the result is this.
Jack Conan will carry it back. Ireland go to Rome next week for their final match at Super Saturday. They play in the first game next Saturday. France will play on the home against Scotland in the last game in the middle.
Advantage.
England and Wales.
Tackler.
That's all next
Wrong
week.
side.
There's
Yep.
so much to come
19.
this week. That's Henshaw and Keenan and now Osborne. Here's Prendergast again, little kick through. After it will go Herring, but Moefana to ensure, and we'll go back for a penalty. I think what we've seen from Ireland as well today, again at this highest level, is a lack of true pace in their outside backs. When you look at Henshaw and you look at Aki and Osborne, who's a converted centre stroke fullback
19.
on one wing.
Not
Nash
rolling away.
definitely has the pace,
Yep.
but it's felt when it's
Yeah,
gone
yeah.
wide. They just have not had the beating of France
they've
out
got
wide.
plenty of brawn. They've got plenty of the beast out there. You see what they do. They've got dexterous forwards who can
Okay,
pass the
guys,
ball
discipline.
back. But you're right, there's no excuse for
Discipline,
speed.
please.
Absolute pain.
Wait till he's on the deck.
He's not even playing for France. He's amazing.
Keep the
They've got a
access good.
fullback in
Keep
the
the
20. I
access
can't
good.
remember his name. Do you know what
Okay.
I'm like? He is sensational. Barry. You know, Penaud, how many tries he scores? Yes, he can lose you a game, but he'll win you 9 out of 10. But I agree, it's something that Ireland need to work on. But they've been beaten, they've been outfought, to be honest, and outbullied and out everything today.
Herring somehow gets it back on the Irish side when it looked lost.
Step back on
And
side.
all the France defence is thinking, where's that bottle of champagne going to go from Mr. Edwards?
Good step from Hugo Keenan, keeps Ireland going forward. Crowley in to protect the ball. Murray wants a hold of it. Entamac had a hand on it, but the referee keeps his arms by his side.
No.
Conor
You've
Murray
got to tackle
has
at
a
the
little
back.
look both ways. Ty Byrne, good feet from the second row, then drives Ireland forward. Inside the final 7 minutes of this one, Ireland looking for another try. Gets to Nash, but Nash gets pinned. Luku,
Advantage
great
offside.
tackle from the replacement scrum half. Ireland have an advantage and they'll get the penalty.
They get a yellow as well.
On the floor.
And France eventually tests the referee's
Yeah, you're
patience
on the
just a
floor
little bit
playing
too
it.
much.
I've
And
got
he
to
was
say,
offside.
if anyone gets a chance of watching this back, just watch that last set of play. Yes, they give a penalty away. The speed that France get off the floor to defend.
Ireland
Short for me.
just short, says the referee. Pulled on and then picked off. And Ramos is away and gone. And look who's on his shoulder. Damien Penaud. It's a record-breaking, monumental moment. France's all-time equal try scorer, Damien Penaud, number 38, to
tempo
pull
tells
it
if he's not
onside
short.
Serge Blanco. And
He's
what
short
a
for
way
me,
to do
Ryan.
it.
Start the bus. Even Fabio Galtier's got a smile on his face. Down to 14 men. They've won this game anyway. It's only 6 minutes, 5 minutes to go, and then this happens. Ramos is thinking, am I going to get there? In a normal
good.
time, he'd probably go for it. Penaud's on his
mate.
right-hand side, sorry. My dyslexia, and that's just a killer. People now are leaving the Aviva in droves.
Hey,
What a moment. Damien Penaud, big smile on the face, and why not?
Well, you said it, Ryle, this could go ugly, and it has gone ugly.
8 points to 6 at half-time. Ireland, believe it or not, led at the start of this second half when that Dan Sheehan try went in. But ever since, it's been all about France. 42 points to 13.
I was saying to our co-coms next door to us on the radio, Donald Lanhan and Bernard Jackman, sometimes 6, 8.5 hours, they're great, and everyone's firing each other. We don't need these 40, odd pointers. All of a sudden, we do, because it's just some exhilarating rugby.
Here's James Ryan. It's about not letting this get any worse now from Ireland's perspective. All the hope and anticipation, all the talk about a potential third Guinness Six Nations Championship on the bounce. It's gone now.
Good work.
There's no doubt, unless something significant happens next week. France are in the cockpit and they're flying the plane. As far as the championship goes, there is damage being done
Playing
here
the
to
halfback.
Ireland as much psychologically
Number
as everything
19
else
playing the halfback.
right now.
I think Jagu should take up outside centre.
Cool.
He's not bad.
The only blot on the day is Dupont not able to continue, but there is the player of the match, Louis Bielberry, chosen by the host broadcasters, the aforementioned Don Lennon and Bernard Jackman, and hard to argue with that, although Boudémon as well.
Look, there's been a collective around it. I wouldn't say necessary for his attack, and he has finished that a brilliant try. His defence, again, you get a chance to see this back if you're learning the game wherever you are in the world. please have a look at that guy with the red crash hat on. He's brilliant.
Ireland continue to bash away at the door. Cian Healy, on the day of his last home international appearance, will take a try away to remember. Try number 13 for the man who made his debut all the way back in 2009. The scoreboard will look better as a result, but the occasion, well, it's all France.
Take time off here.
Yeah, he's come a long way to his debut against Australia. That's the way you do it. That's the way you break tackles. He's about being the only one, hasn't he, this afternoon? That's how good France have been. That's how good it is to score a try, and then to Cian Healy for finishing it so well. The game's gone, but again, you will remember this. I'm sure you will, because you've got more happy memories than sad. This has been a bad day for Ireland. But again, that's sport for you.
Good.
42 points to 20, 2.5 minutes left in the game. Osborne, who's had a torrid old time against Penno all day, and
Penno's down.
Penno's injured. Here's Crowley. The debate will begin in earnest again about who should play outside half for Ireland after today. There's no doubt about that. Nash has done really well for a guy who came into the game late for Ireland. Take over from James Lowe. Caelan Doris had a great first half.
Phenomenal first half. He's had no ball in the second, that's the problem.
Crossfield kick. Jack Conan is out there. Conor Murray
keep the ball in hand.
To chase. Ramos will swallow that one up, turn and fire it downfield.
Retreat.
A lot of players with their hands on their thighs out there, sucking in whatever oxygen is left. Keenan pings it down. That is a 50-22.
Take the 50-22.
That is a great kick, and again, probably the right. You're right. They're out on their haunches. France are just to a man given everything in defence. You've got to say, especially in that first 20 minutes.
19.
Ireland are really just bereft of ideas at the moment.
You must
That's
retreat.
a beauty, though.
You must retreat, mate.
That's a beauty.
Okay.
Now, can they finish it off? It would be nice for the Centurions that are going, the 50 cappers. I know I'm a sentimentalist, but again, they've been well beaten. They'll take that. There's no way they can go to press conference and say, no, we were the better side. They haven't been.
Here's Conor Murray, Sam Prendergast. Robbie Henshaw. All the territory, all the possession. But so often in this position, not able to finish the job as Osborne looks for help, and Ryan Baird is the first to arrive. Here's Conan, who's had an impact since he came in. Murray, Doris, Keenan, Henshaw, but look at the appetite still from 14-man France.
He's on his feet.
Turned it.
And they've turned it over. And that will take the sting out of that right now.
Release now, Blue, you're off your feet. Release.
Inside the final 15 seconds. And Ireland, though, will get the penalty.
I asked you to release, you went off your feet.
Prendergast goes quickly. Ireland do have numbers. Crowley, Conan. And it'll be another 5 points. But a little bit like England when they came here against Ireland. In round one, they scored a couple of late tries that made it look better than it actually was. This time it's Ireland with a couple of late tries, making it look better than it truly was.
Everyone will have their own minds, and that's what I totally agree with you, Ryle. It is. England were well beaten that day. And France have well beaten Ireland this day. Yes, they got 2 tries because they haven't given up. And you've got to take something into the next game. I know all the cliches, I know all the sort of talk behind it. They haven't given up, which they wouldn't. But they've been outthought and outplayed. And this will be the last kick.
On its way from the boot of Sam Prendergast. That will be good. And it's a positive finish for Ireland. But today was about that team, about that French side, and what they brought to the party. They brought flair, They brought power, they brought a full court press, and a game that Ireland simply couldn't live with at times. Tries from Biel Barry, not once but twice, Boudéon, Jégu, and a record-equaling Damien Penaud. The boot of Ramos was working as well. It all adds up to a bonus point.